big heavy trucks can cause lots of damage.
Mhm.
The best example let me just talk about traffic. So traffic within communities is actually subdivided into three different types of traffic. There's local traffic. That's the people within a community driving around from their house to work. You're not actually leaving the municipality. There's destination traffic. So these are folks that are driving into the good restaurant or to the Walmart, uh, to the park. They're coming from outside the community into a specific destination and out. And then there's through trips. So these are the folks that have no interest in being in your community. They're just driving through. And unfortunately, the state highway system and federal highway system has prioritized all of those through trips. I was introduced to a project in Bird Rock, California, where their main street had all the truck traffic. And it was the 4 or 5 lane type roadway through town. And what would happen is the things that are nasty about trucks on main streets, it's noise and stopping. So the faster they go, the noisier they get. The faster they go, the harder they stop, which results in pavement degradation and the air brakes. And then when they, from a stop to start, all the pollution pumps out. So in Bird Rock, California, they looked at how that traffic would move through town. So again, truck traffic, and they opted for a series of roundabouts and a road diet. So what they did is they went to town and said, there's no way we're going to bypass trucks out of town. There's nowhere to go for that. They're going to come through town. But how can we get the things that are bad, speed and stopping, out of the equation? So by designing a roundabout system in Bird Rock, there are no traffic lights. So the constant traffic through town is somewhere like 15 to 17 miles per hour, regardless of a vehicle. When they modeled the trucks going through, that speed didn't require them to stop, and they could actually get through town faster than like the previously posted speed limits to 25 and 35 miles an hour, because all the time was lost when they had to stop at a traffic light in town. And what I found compelling with this approach of making the context appropriate for the place, the trucks began to behave like cars. And then where it was a dead main street, all of a sudden there were activities. So when we look at how you deal with those large transport trucks, you need to look at the behaviors of how they interact within a community. They're a guest, just like every other car in a community, that you tailor the community to the result that you want. So you tailor the roadway for the result that you want. And in Bird Rock, by getting lower speeds, and at a roundabout, the trucks could essentially roll through because they would only have to stop for pedestrians and a few cross strips. That lower speed, they were at a lower gear, it made less noise. They weren't using air brakes. They weren't charging up the vehicles to get through town. And it became, now it's seamless. And when you look at it, it's probably one of the most beautiful little main streets that's been populated with outdoor dining and people walking up and down the roads. So how would I deal with it? I would make sure that the design for the roadway is what you want the end result to be. And then from that, you figure out the engineering component. And in that case, it was roundabouts and constant speed.